times. I'm just going to double check on that one. Okay. There should be a chat room button there on your screen. Okay. Doesn't say I'm typing at the moment. I hope everyone. Anyway, if you can't hear me, okay, we'll just get you the link. So this is a very easy seminar. So myself and Annette are here. I'm just going to bring us back. Say hello. Kevin Barry here, and there's Annette. Annette's my right-hand person. So anything I do, I tend to run it by her, and vice versa. That'd be fair enough. So she's the brains of the operation. So we'll just take ourselves off. She, like me, we see enough of ourselves. Not in front of you for too long. That's it. So this incentive is a really good discount for homeowners, and up your house or you're doing up a property, you effectively get the VAT back on the 13.5% work you do, such as plumbers, electricians, builders, landscaping. What else did you mention in it? Extensions, new garage. I see attic conversions there. Yeah. Wow. Plastering, plumbing, bathroom upgrade. Alarm systems too. Yeah, it's very universal. Okay, so it allows the fellow who charges VAT to compete with the fellow who doesn't charge VAT. Okay, so it's the same playing field. The way it works is if you do the work this year, you get the tax back off your income tax bill next year and the year after. It's over 2 years. Okay, so all the bills are in. Just to make sure your property is inhabitable, which is a bit different to that. If you don't have a property tax ID number, it's not habitable because you're not paying property tax on it. Now, whatever about being charged property tax, you have to pay property tax as well. But if a derelict property, that doesn't apply to. So there's one item anyway. Okay. And did I forget anything there? But you have to pay your property tax to be able to claim, and you have to be paying tax to be able to claim the credit. Oh yeah, okay. So if you're a retired person and you earn less than 34,000, for instance, you don't pay tax. So therefore, this will be no good to you. They won't send you back a check, will they? No, like you have to be paying tax unless you say you're retired. You get a state pension and a employment pension, where the employment pension on that you would be paying tax. Then you can claim the credit. Okay, you're wearing me out now. You're being very German there. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Phew, we better move on quickly. Anyway, repairs, improvements or renovations. Can't be a new build. Okay, it must be an existing dwelling that's habitable, has a property ID. These sound like a lot of tough conditions, but they're not. Like, it's straightforward enough. If you're living in the house and you want to convert the attic, it might cost you 5,000. You'll get the VAT back on it. Isn't that just an example? And or you might want to add an extension. Even though that's a new build, most extensions don't need planning permission if they're within a certain square footage. So that's easy enough. Landscaping qualifies. There's a big long list. The only thing that doesn't really qualify are white goods or anything like architect fees. Yeah, carpets, furniture, everything that falls under the 23% VAT rate. Okay, doesn't qualify. Doesn't qualify. Okay. So that's what you're looking out for, the 13.5% tax credit. So now there is limits. This includes VAT now. This will be the total bill. So if you hire your local builder, he does the whole lot. The minimum you've got to be paying is €5,000, including VAT. The maximum, now you can spend as much as you want, but the most that the tax back, I suppose I'll use that term, will apply to you is 34,000. So if you spend with a builder 34,050, you'll get back the 4,050 in this case. That's 30,000 plus 13.5% VAT equals 34,050. If you spend more than the 34,050, the most you'll get back though is the 4,050 on the 30,000. By spending more, you just won't get the VAT back on the rest. Isn't that how it goes? Yeah. And what's the story in it? If you were saying there, if you have a property, say it's one big house with 8 bedrooms, and you turn it into 4 2-bedroom apartments, does that qualify a bit differently? This applies to landlords too, by the way, you see, not just homeowners. Yeah, if you decide that you're a landlord and the house you have, and it's PRTB registered, that's really important, and you want to split it up into 4 units, you can then claim for each individual unit the tax break. Okay. So the 34050
by
each
4.
of them. Okay.
Yeah, by each.
Now you also said to me, which was news to me, that once you claim this incentive the first time, that's the end of it. There's no second time. Is that right?
Yeah, like so if you claim it once, that's like to the maximum. That's all you are allowed to claim.
Okay. Okay.
But you have until 2018 to do that.
Feel free to type any questions while we're going along, by the way. We'll take a look at them in a minute, if there is any. Otherwise, we might have given you all the answers. This, no one understood it, but this tax credit came in October 2013 in that budget. Now, no one understood it because they just announced it, but no one knew what they were doing. And so, like for instance, the revenue website, which I'll show you in a moment, wasn't set up. But it was to go up to the end of 2016, but it's extended to the end of 2018 now. So you've still got 2 years to get the job done, and therefore you can keep claiming the tax credit for the next 2 years after that, which will be 19 and 20. However, on the tax returns I'm looking at now, there's a box there for claiming this credit, so it's easy enough to start getting your money back. But you must use, proper business guys to do the job, not fellas who are charging you VAT but are miles behind on filing their own tax returns and don't have C2s and all that. They need to have everything kind of up to date, because if they're not paying over the VAT, the tax line won't give it back to us. And I presume what will happen is they'll write out to say the builder didn't keep everything right.
But that's why it's advisable, if you're thinking of doing work, to get your builder to register, like give them your property ID and to register on the website Kevin is going to show you in a minute.
That's it. What's that about, local property tax?
You have to pay property tax to be able to claim the credit. Okay,
so we're touching on some stuff now we've already mentioned, but extensions, if you're adding on a bedroom or a kitchen, now Dermot Bannon, have you heard of Dermot Bannon?
No.
No, he's the architect and RT.
Okay.
And he goes around this room to improve and improves houses. But he signalled the death knell of conservatories. He said they're the biggest waste of money and time. They're freezing in the winter and they're roasting in the summer. And I know lots of people put them in, but crikey, he may in one fell swoop have killed off that industry, if you heard. He nailed it. Anyway, the work is 13.5% tradesman work that gets you the VAT back. So I'll show you how it works in a moment, but just bear in mind, when you're paying your builder or tradesmen or electricians or plumbers, they give you a bill, you pay it, you hang on to those receipts, and when the year is over, that's when you claim it.
So it could be a summary of your electrician, your plumber, and your plasterer.
Okay.
That brings you over the threshold, and as long as you get all three of them registered to claim the credit, and then pay tax yourself, this could be a real tax break for you. Okay,
very good. Okay, this is going on big time up in Dublin, by the way, but for some reason outside of Dublin, no one really seemed to pay much heed to it. I don't know why, they're all talking about it up there.
Okay.
I don't hear much about it around Galway City or Cork, but it's probably going on and people just aren't mentioning it. But it is out a few years now, so it's kind of it kind of explains why there's a lot of kind of renovation work going on at the moment, because that's it's not as dear as it looks. Okay, so to register, I'm going to show you my screen now. Actually, I'm going to show you where you go. Okay, this will be open in 1 second. So I'm going to bring you onto the revenue website and show you where to look in a moment. Okay, so full screen, go here, go here. Okay, so you're looking at the internet there right now. So if you go into revenue.ie, and whether you're the contractor or the tradesman, or whether you're the homeowner or landlord, there's two different places. So this is revenue.ie, and you go into this tab here, businesses and self-assessment, and down here you'll see the home renovation incentive. So it's pretty straightforward. Now there's loads of information in here which you should look at. The main one is the guide for the homeowners. So there's a short leaflet here at the bottom for homeowners and the longer guide, and I'll show you those in a moment. They're very easy to read. They explain everything you need to know and they show you where to go. But let's just say you're about to start your job. The first thing is, anyway, you need to give the property ID to the lads you're hiring, okay, or ladies, and they're going to register themselves. So let's go up that little browser thing. I'll just go back out of there. They're going to register themselves on this, okay. This link is no longer available. Don't mind that. You go into
well, if you are the tradesman, you go into ROS. They have their own ROS or revenue certificate, and they just register the contract. If you're the homeowner or the so for them, their digital certificate would come up and their password. But if you're the homeowner, yeah, you click into My Account, which is back on the home screen into My Account.
Top left here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now My Account is where you manage, you're able to look and deal with some of your own tax affairs. But if you're not registered on this, okay, if you are registered, you go in and it's waiting there for you, the Home Renovation Incentive. If you're not registered, you should register by clicking Register Now. It's very easy, okay? And then you need these items, which you should have easy enough, like your name, your address, your date of birth, your PPS number. There's nothing stopping you doing it, okay? And
a letter will be sent out to you within like 10 working days with the passcode to let you into the account, and then you can register. You can register for the Home Renovation Incentive Scheme.
Okay, so when the builder is putting in what property he's working on, he's not giving your name and address, he's giving the property ID number. That ties it up. So that's the key thing there.
Yeah, and you can then check, you can see actually, has he declared the full amount he quoted you?
Yeah.
And you can see, is my builder actually fully compliant? Because if it doesn't come up and he doesn't do it and he's not fully compliant, then find another builder who will do the same work for you, but you get the credit.
Okay, great. So suppose I hire a builder who starts the work and he hasn't registered on this. What happens then?
Well, we had a few clients who, after the effect, came to us and said, like, we don't have the money to pay the tax because we did huge improvements on the home and we tried to get the credit after, but then most of the time it turned out that either the builder wasn't actually registered for that, or that they weren't compliant, so the credit just, like, it wasn't claimable.
Okay.
So it's really well worth it doing it simultaneously, giving your property ID to the builder to register the work that needs to be done. Make sure that it's all set up and then go ahead and do the work. Okay,
great. Okay, now I'll take you off the internet there and bring you back to where we were and show you a couple of these guides. There's one for the builder. Okay, now these are on that link I showed you, where you get into revenue.ie, then business and taxes, and then the HRI, Home Renovation Incentive. This is there. I'll show you the one for homeowners, and even by just showing you the table of accounts, okay? So there's only 16 pages, okay? And it goes through what I'm telling you now, how the scheme works, what expenditure qualifies, what doesn't, what type of property qualifies, how the works be carried out, how much money you'll get back on a tax break, how the question to ask your builder. Some builders, I mean, they mightn't really understand the question, but if they do, I mean, if you ask them for their, how should I choose a contractor? Basically, it's asking them, have they tax clearance, you know? So it gives you the question to ask. And then how you claim it in the end. That's how that goes. So this is a very straightforward booklet on everything you need to know. And it's worth downloading, it's worth reading. And everyone after this webinar will receive a copy of this from me, okay? And it's the up-to-date. It still talks, by the way, about ending 2016, but that date has been extended. Okay, so there you are. So, is there anything else you want to?
No, just give us a call if you have any questions.
Okay, that's it. Give Annette a call, and yeah, it's a great incentive. It's well worth doing. It's tried and tested, and there's nothing to worry about. You know, it's if you don't claim it back, you'll be kicking yourself. I think that's it in a nutshell. Okay, I'm gonna say bye, and yeah, we're dead on our time, 15 minutes. Wow. Okay, hasta la vista. Bye for now.